Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Road America for the 35th event of the season. Getting ready for heat race number one. Only 4-lap heat races here today at Road America. So, a long track, 4-mile track. So, 16-mile heat races. The main event itself, I believe, is set to be 16 laps. As usual, no caution flags here at the road courses. Ryan Brommer won his 4th heat race of the season last time around. That was at Iowa. And he's likely looking for another one here today because starting at the front will be huge for road course racing. Starting to his right is Eli Bright. Row 2 is Bobo Jones and Joshua Sekuli. Row 3, Jesse Turner and Sky Commons. Row 4, Andrew Rich and Jonathan Zorlin. And in row 5 is Hunter Braxton and Adam Flickinger. So the hunt for an 8th heat win still continues between Braxton, Zorlin, and Rich. Will any of them get it today? Very chilly, 37 degrees outside, but it is sunny out, so a little bit of sun heat on the fans here today, but they're definitely all bundled up. Winter in full swing here in Wisconsin. So we'll see what kind of strategies we get if cars only go 2 laps or what the case is. But it should be interesting to see if anyone is able to make it on fuel all the way to the finish of Heat 1. As the command has been given. So this is also our last road course of the season. It's our first since Provo. Andrew Rich won that race. He also won the heat race for it too. So we'll see what happens here at Road America final road course. I forgot to mention that Iowa was technically the last short track race on the schedule. Springfield's coming up in a few races, but it's a dirt 1-mile oval, so it's not seriously considered a short track because of its higher speeds. But here we go. Heat race number 1. Who will start on the front row? This time around, race 2, Matthew Logan from Heat 2, winning at Iowa, locked himself into the round of 2. Does he rack up any more wins here in the round of 20? And who will be eliminated? Reminder, the playoff drivers are locked in for the duration of round 1 until they are eliminated. Marty Johnson elects to make it 3 wide at the back, or middle of the pack. Meanwhile, Brommer gets a good run off of 1. He'll clear Eli Bright. And they'll go down the longest straightaway on the track. And let's see what's the top speed gonna be here. Into 4th gear they go. Eli Bright is gonna hit 171 before he slams on the brakes. This is a heavy braking zone. We'll likely see a lot of bumpers being banged. And yep, see there, Martin Wild is turned around with hood damage. Fitzwater's got some damage. Remember, Fitzwater has made every race so far this season. Will that change today if he pits for that damage? I mean, they have to pit anyway for fuel in this heat. Is likely the end for Fitzwater's streak. And that should bring us down to 3 total. But we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do during this heat race. Braxton's the only other driver from Heat 1 who has made every race. Top 3 singled out, kind of pulling away. Bobo Jones in 2nd place to Ryan Brommer. Eli Bright in 3rd, Commons 4th, and Sekuli in 5th. So we're already nearing the completion of lap 1 here in Heat 1. 4 miles around this racetrack takes about 2 minutes and 5 seconds on average. And we'll go on board for a few corners with Skype Commons. And we'll keep up the overlay so you can see how fast he's getting on this straightaway. See 175 there on the front straight. Cooler weather definitely increasing the horsepower of these race cars, and also making them have to slam the brakes more here today. Fastest lap time on the first lap goes to Brommer, a 2:09.94. And we'll have to wait and see on this second lap if anyone's able to run faster, even with the tire wear. A lot of corners around this track. Fitzwater and Wild electing to come to pit road for their damage. So Fitzwater's streak is likely over. But 35 races in total made. It's very, very impressive. Road America going to be a very tricky track for people to make passes on. See this carousel corner here. Down into Canada corner. This track right on the border. So very cold up here indeed here in December. Wow, the car just gets to fourth gear there. Cooley closing up from behind on Sky Commons. Eli Bright all over the bumper of Bobo Jones as that will complete our lap around the racetrack. Bright looking to take second place away from Bobo Jones. Lap 2 is complete. There you see our lap times. 2:07's being run in the race. In fact, Eli Bright and Bobo Jones faster than Brommer that time around. Meanwhile, there's Wild and there is Fitzwater. Fitzwater without the hood, but still in front of Wild. Now, if drivers all have to pit, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see if anything is gained. I mean, they probably spent a long time on pit road fixing damage. But that is something we'll see in the main event, is that first heavy braking zone is going to be a huge, huge place for playoff drivers to avoid any incidents. But Wild and the Fitzwater likely missing out here at Road America. Right now, Quintin Moore, the last driver in the top 20. Big split from 18th to 17th. Frodemar Otts in the 28 with some damage as he rides around in 14th place. Johnson just outside the top 10, lowest of the playoff drivers here, I believe, in Heat 1. Braxton in 9th, Rich 8th, Zorlin 6th, and then the top 4 all playoff drivers. Coming to the white flag here, does anyone have to pit? Ooh, yes we do have pit stops. Does anyone try and stay out another lap? Or does everyone pit coming to the white flag? And everyone's coming to pit road. Hopefully Fitzwater and Wild took their fuel already. But so everyone will come to pit road here. So they'll take the white flag on pit road. Everyone needing that fuel because they won't be able to stretch it another 4 miles. And indeed, everyone with fuel only. Brommer will be out first. Commons will actually hop Eli Bright for third. And Bright will actually lose a position to Sorlin as well. And there, yes, Fitzwater does not need to pit again, and he is going to get back into the top 20. The streak shall continue. How about Martin Wild? No, he's not going to quite get there, but Moore, Tremblay, and Cage are in the bottom 4. Fitzwater moves back up to 18th. His positions changed throughout the course of those pit stops. Commons moved up to 3rd, and Bobo Jones is all over the bumper of Ryan Brommer. They've got pretty old tires. Now we only got to really see one lap of speed with our overlay up, but let's watch the Carousel corner this time, because when we took our lap with Commons, the low end speed was about 99 miles an hour. You can see with fully worn tires, it's down to about 92 right there. So definite tire wear right there. But Brommer leads, looking to go back-to-back heat race victories, something we haven't seen since Andrew Rich went back-to-back, Provo and ISM. It would be the 3rd time a driver has gone back-to-back in Heat 1. Through the final corners, Brommer is inching away from Bobo Jones. And Brommer with a bit of a wide exit there. Does Jones have a chance at a run? It looks like the answer is no, and Ryan Brommer will win his 5th heat race of the season. That officially will tie Brommer for 5th on the heat wins chart. Missing out on Road America will be Donovan Cage, Brian Tremblay, Quinton Moore, and Martin Wild. And with that, I will see you guys for heat race number 2. Welcome back to Road America. It's warmed up. It's now 42 degrees outside after Heat 1 has completed. We're getting ready for Heat 2 here in our racing day at Road America in Wisconsin. Front row is some Joe Gibb Racing teammates, Alan Cavanero and Enzo Nareza. Cavanero looked strong at Iowa in the beginning of the race, but he ended up falling backwards and finishing in 20th. Still looking for that first win. Toyota is. Could it be Cavi or Nareza if one of them wins this heat race? Row 2's James Ellison and Colt Hudson. Very interesting row 2. Row 3, RJ Bishop. And last race's winner at Iowa, Matthew Logan. Row 4 having a strong run was Samet Oskin with Seth Cole to his right. And in row 5 is Nico Tringali and Corey Riggs. Row 6, 7, 8, 9. Row 9 has Dale Lightning, but no one from the playoffs starts farther back than that. Here we go, trackside for the Command, the Fire Engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the season winds down, you might be wondering, when will the NRSL Mountain Dew For the Win Cup Series and NRSL Aces Republic of Gamers Truck Series return? The plan is for them to begin about 3 weeks to a month after this series ends. Right now, with how far ahead I am on my recording and the amount of races I'll be able to get done in the coming week, the final race of the season for Code Red will air on February 4th next year. It's September 7th today. This race is scheduled to go up mid-December. There will be a week off, or rather, there will be a day unused for both Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So because the 24th and the 31st of December are Tuesdays, those Tuesdays will not be used for races. So as the green flag waves, we will have off days there and just races on Fridays those week. And unlike Heat 1, it's the right lane that gets the better start as Nareza tries to inch ahead of Cavanero. Everyone gets going here in Heat 2. However, we have seen that left side of the track seems to prevail. Can Cavi clear his teammate Enzo Nareza? Oh, Nareza's got some pretty good grip there. But Cavi looking to inch off here into the heavy braking zone. Ellison and Hudson really holding him up back here. As we go on helicopter camera for the first time, does Nareza try something here? Yeah, he will. He's really going to dig deep. As there was likely some stack-ups in the back there, but we're focusing on this battle for the lead because it is indeed very difficult to pass here at this track. Hudson and Ellison also side by side for position now. Nareza and Cavanero, these teammates not giving each other an inch. Ellison clears for third. Nareza would love a front row starting position as he looks for his first win of the season. Through the carousel, these two are still side by side, but right there, Nareza clears his teammate Alan Cavanero for the top spot. Now James Ellison's moving on up, looking for second. Hudson cleared in fourth, with Matthew Logan in fifth. Anyone with damage here in Heat 2? Yes. Alexander Rowe. Jackson King's all bent up. Lucas Katana with a smushed back end. Same for Daniel Voiles. Benny Watson with hood damage. Wyatt Anderson has some back end damage, but other than that, it looks like everyone is good. Zoe Fernandez into the rumble strips there. That can be a dangerous corner. Seasons past, we've seen people turned into those tires. Now the strategy in Heat 1 was if you had damage, you pit lap 1 to fix it and take fuel. If you didn't, you pit lap 3. So Watson and King will come in. Everyone else will stay out as Nareza leads the field looking for what would be his third Heat win of the season. With joint teammate Cavanero, it would be Toyota's 6th Heat win on the year. Teammate Sky Commons has one, so actually no, it would be Toyota's 7th Heat win on the year. Look at those lap times you see in the Nareza with the faster one. Now it has warmed up a bit, so that is hurting their speeds just a bit. But Cavanero not giving up on teammate Enzo Nareza. We'll go back to Matthew Logan, who won both the heat race and the main event at Iowa last time around. And man, can anyone stop Matthew Logan? He seems to be, at the moment, the championship favorite. He's had the best season of any driver. 5 wins, 15 top 5s, and 23 top 10s. With an average finish of 9.5 and an average starting position of 12.1, he leads every category except starts and average starting position. The top driver in qualifying has been Audra Baranowskis with a 10.5 average starting position through 32 races, while Logan has his 9.5 finishing position through 31 races. So of course Fitzwater continues the trend, as does Hunter Braxton, and we're still considering, well not considering, the way it'll work is because playoff drivers are locked in, unless Seth Cole or Braxton is eliminated from the playoffs, they're pretty much locked into every race. Now if they have to use a type of provisional per se, meaning they finish outside the top 20 in the heat race, yes, they'll still have made every race, but they won't be considered true perfectionists as far as attendance goes, because they will have had to have fallen back on a provisional. So yes, they will have made every race if they do so, but they won't be considered the best at making top 20 every race and avoiding problems in the heat races. We saw Cavanero at the front looking to the right side of Nareza for the lead, and now again the two from Heat 2 are Cavanero and Seth Cole, both in the top 10 currently. As wow, in this heat race, Watson and King have both retired from the race, so there will be no car without a hood coming around to get back in the top 20. That's what Fitzwater did in Heat 1. So right now the other two joining them out of the race would be Catano and Rowe, but we all know these guys are going to take fuel only on their pit stop, but we also know that they're likely to fix their damage if they have any. Now in this heat race, despite the warmer temperature, they're actually going faster. The best times we saw in Heat 1 were 2:07s. Cavanero, Ellison, and Seth Cole have gotten into the 2:06s. So it looks like Cavi's got a better car than the Reza, but pit stops will decide what happens. Of course, Cavanero with the first stall. Nareza with the second stall, though, so it will be very, very interesting indeed. And now we see as they come through the final two corners, does anyone risk staying out? I feel like someone might have a chance of making it on fuel, but I'm not 100% certain. So right here, we're going to freeze our camera guy, and we'll see everyone looks like they're going into pit road. They're certainly taking the angle off the corner to come into pit road. And indeed, once again, everyone stops. And everyone takes the white flag on pit road. Will we see any position changes like we did in Heat 1? There's Nareza into his stall. Cavanero as well. Nareza's already done. And Cavi with issues. Ellison gets out second. Hudson third. Logan fourth. Oskin will get out fifth. So Cavanero loses a ton of positions. Sitting on pit road fixing damage is Alexander Rowe and Daniel Voiles. That'll move Catano up to 19th. So we wait for everyone to leave pit road. But Nareza out first, driver out, Ellison second. How about Hudson with this run in third? Just an unbelievable effort. Ellison showing his road course skills off again today. Remember, he won back at Yas Marina during the international tour. So it looks like while he won't get the heat win, he's definitely got a car to beat. Hudson third, Logan your fourth place driver, Oskin fifth, so Cavi goes from second to sixth. But still good to make the race. Seth Cole seventh. Baranoskis 8th, Bishop falls to 9th. And Mendez is into the top 10. Johnny Gardner falls down to, I believe, 15th. Corey Riggs also lost a good amount of positions. But getting his third heat win of the season, as we're just going to wait and see here. Yep, there's the angle we were looking for. If someone took that angle off the final corner, you would know they were going to stay out and risk it. But it's Enzo Nareza getting his third heat win of the season, and he will start on the front row next to Ryan Brommer in the main event to come shortly. That is Enzo's first heat win since St. Joltis. And his second on a road course. His first heat win of the season came at Cape Cod. So Nareza steals 2 heat wins at road courses this season. So remarkable job by the 20 car here this season on road courses. Let's see if he can turn it into a win. I will see you guys for the main event, 16 laps of action around Road America.